President-elect Donald Trump will be inaugurated on January 20th, and there's going to be a huge parade for this event. Now, if the parade part of it sounds a little unfamiliar to you, well, it's been a little bit of time since we've had one. We didn't get a parade when President Biden was elected, and that was because of COVID. Today, I spoke to an Air Force Reserve colonel from Apex who's set to lead a portion of the parade. We talked about the security measures for the event and why leading the way is so important for him. Joining me now is Dr. Josh McConkey. He is a U.S. Air Force Reserve colonel and physician who will be representing North Carolina in the upcoming presidential inauguration parade. First of all, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you very much, Ashley. I appreciate it.
Yeah, so you're going to lead the Air Force Reserve element in the inauguration parade later this month in Washington, D.C. Tell us a little bit about how you got that role and what came to be.
Well, growing up, I was a band nerd, so always loved marching, did tons of marching competitions, actually in Washington, D.C. many, many years ago. It's been 30 years now. But the 459th Air Refueling Squadron is the unit that's there in Washington, D.C. I'm a commander at one of the squadrons there. And they were looking for volunteers and then people that had some experience. And I was lucky enough to be chosen.
Wow. Walk us through what goes into rehearsing for this. I mean, this is a very well orchestrated event. And I understand that there are 2 a.m. rehearsals.
It's brutal. Actually, had I known what it entailed, I might not have volunteered to do that. They're getting us up. So this weekend, it's going to be snowing in Washington, D.C. We're going to be getting up at 1 a.m. on Sunday morning. And we're going to be marching 3 to 4 miles in an undisclosed location. They haven't told me yet. It's going to be cold, it's going to be windy, and I had no idea it was going to be 3 to 4 miles either. So much longer than I was anticipating.
Wow, good luck. Why do they do it at this time? Is it just because that's when most people are sleeping? What's going on?
Yeah, I'm sure it has a lot to do with security and traffic.
Yeah.
They have not given us a reason. It's don't ask questions, just do it.
Let's talk about security. I mean, we just recently on New Year's Day had that horrific attack in New Orleans, and
yes.
You know, it has a lot of people questioning their safety at major public events. How do you feel going into this? The eyes of America are going to be on this particular parade in the inauguration day.
You know, I know they're going to do a great job at security. My wife certainly has some concerns, as do I, but Washington, D.C. will probably be about one of the safest places in the country. Yeah. So they put a lot of work into that, tons of security, and I got a 108-page PowerPoint presentation that walked through a ton of the security operations. So I feel pretty confident they've got things buttoned down pretty good.
You mentioned your wife. You've got a family in Apex,
yes.
3 kids, and you have mentioned that you really want to instill in your children the tools and skills for them to be the future leaders of America. Oh, tell us a bit about your passion behind that.
Well, there's probably a little selfish number one. I want to retire, and we have to hand the keys to this country over to somebody. And right now, I think the younger generation has a lot left to learn about leadership and discipline and just overcoming some obstacles. And so we do the best we can with my children. And right now, as a military commander, I have a lot of influence on men and women that are serving this nation. We got 18 to 25-year-old, 30-year-olds that are doing a great job. We have lots of work to do. And then as an emergency physician, I see some of the mental health crisis that's affecting the country right now. I unfortunately see a lot of anxiety and depression and suicide, and it really motivates me to do a better job and get involved as a parent and as a community leader.
You really have such an interesting lens as a father, an emergency physician, a military commander. I mean, it's really very interesting. There are a lot of families watching the 7 p.m. news here at WRAL, and so maybe what would you say is something that you try to instill in your kids on a daily basis to give them that leadership skill that maybe parents who are watching at home can take with them?
So for parents, doing something very simple, just sitting down and have dinner as a family, taking that time, showing your kids that what they do matters. It allows them to go out and make some, just be adventurous, make mistakes. When they know they can come down and just sit around the dinner table, ask them what went well for their day, what didn't go well. Was there something that they could have done that would have changed the outcome? right? That's how you learn from your mistakes. You see so many helicopter parents and lawnmower parents out there right now. That's why we have a lot of issues with resiliency in this generation. So let your kids go out there and make some mistakes. Be there for them. Just sit around at the dinner table and chat about it. Give them that opportunity.
Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you very much, Ashley.